welcome to today's haul. Just like the last few years, I usually try to save up most of my annual leave to try and take off as much of December as I can. And then we try and do a whole bunch of Christmassy bits and hit city centres and Christmas markets, usually midweek when they're more quiet. And it kind of ends up leading to a bunch of manga purchasing. Like more than normal. Because we're going into Leeds, we're going into Manchester, we go to London. Sometimes even a few times for each. So yeah, that's why December tends to be one of my bigger months for manga hauls compared to other months. I've said it before and you'll probably be able to still hear it a bit, but I got pretty sick during December, so I didn't manage to leave the house as much as I wanted. We managed to go to Leeds once and then we went to London for a couple of days. And that is it. We were meant to go to Manchester, we were meant to go somewhere else and back to Leeds, but we had to cancel everything because I was feverish and dead. I am mostly better now, but I'm just unable to sleep, which is like making it linger now, and it's just like a bit of a rough cold at the minute, but it's still so much better than where I was. Saying all that, did I still manage to pick up a stupid amount of manga? Yes, I did. When we went to London especially, I was like, Ben, it's quiet in store. We're gonna take our time. I'm gonna scour these shelves to make sure I don't miss new releases, because I always miss new releases. And instead of like, oh, okay, I can't make a 3 for 2, I'll put a couple back, which I do often do. This time I was like, nope, we're not doing that. We're gonna keep making 3 for 2s, and yeah. We also have a few other bits which we'll get to when we get to. So let's start off with everything I picked up that I didn't get in London first. So first we're going to do things that I picked up in Forbidden Planet International Leeds. Now I have 6 volumes from there. So first off we have these 3. I picked these up in their sale section. I believe these were half off or 75% off in a 3 for 2. I can't fully remember, but it was a good price. So we have the Knights Captain is the new Princess to be 3 and 4, and this completes this series. It is complete of 4 volumes, that is it. And then we have Cells at Work Code Black Volume 5, which is the only one I was missing. This is the 18 plus one, and when it says 18 plus, it usually just more talks about more adult topics that happens inside of you, like if you smoke, or let's see what actually the chapter names on this one are. Sleeping pills, okay, gosh. Gangrene, fasting, unemployment. You know what, this might be a little more heavy than I realised. I thought it was just going to be a bit more mature. Now to be fair, it does say 18 plus on the cover, and these can be plastic wrapped sometimes, so I'm not too surprised, but I think I now have this complete. I think I'm now complete on all Cells at Work. There are a bunch more that are digital only. I hope they're going to bring those to print, because I love the concept of the series, it's great. So then I also did one 3 for 2 in Forbidden Planet Leeds, and I got these 3 volumes. I got Windbreaker Volume 7. This was to fill a gap, because I'd managed to get 1 to 6 and 8, and I thought at least close the gap. I did start reading this over December, but I didn't catch up to date. I think I only read the first 3 or so volumes. I love how colourful they are, but the series is on like 18 volumes, so I don't think I'm going to stay up to date even in a 3 for 2. It's going to be a sale section, secondhand series, but I also want to read more to decide like where on the spectrum it is. Like how cheap does it need to be for me to buy it? Then we have Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, Volume 10. This happened quite a lot in this haul where I put off doing my Christmas order for so long, and then obviously my Christmas order arrived and then it went to Ben until Christmas Day. But there are a lot of series where I got the volume beforehand in my Christmas haul, so I've got like the latest volume, but I can't read it yet because I need the volume beforehand in my Christmas haul. So I got 9, I think, for Christmas, and then we've got 10 here. I have managed to like only read the series in like pairs or like multiples plus. I kind of like it that way. They're quite quick to go through and they're quite easy once you've like got a rhythm to go through them. So I'm quite happy to have 9 and 10 of this to read together. It's the best way in my opinion. And the last one from Forbidden Planet International is Sign of Affection 12. I'm uncertain on the colour scheme. It's like mustard colour, off yellow. But we are still maintaining a rainbow, so I'll let them off. I'm so behind on reading this. Like, I might have only read up to volume 6. It's shameful, it's shameful. This is such a pretty cover though, with hitting the hands. I think the hands are really pretty. Is that weird to say? This is on my list of catch up with this year. I bet it's going to be really easy and nice to binge, have it on a weekend or a evening maybe. Next up we have some volumes from Travelling Man in Leeds. So we have a set of Viz 3 for 2s, we have Spy Family 15. I don't think it was actually that long ago since I read 14. I absolutely loved the dance chapter with Damien, and all the Anya chapters are the best chapters. Though the backstory with her was quite lovely and heartbreaking all at once. I still wonder what like the end goal of this is. It is very slow releasing because it's a monthly release, I believe, but I feel like I always have enough to read that I don't really, it passes by much quicker than I expect. Then we have Kaiju number 8, Relax, volume 1. I don't know like what sort of series this is. Is this meant to be like a comedy spin-off that you get, maybe like My Hero Team Up Missions, and I saw Sakamoto Days is getting one as well. Is it meant to just be like the light-hearted side? Because I really, really like when they do these. But I think I'm gonna, because what I did was I finished reading My Hero Academia, I've completed the series, and then I read a bunch of my Team Up Missions. And I think that was like a really nice like cool down from the main series, which was like super like heavy action towards the end. And I don't think there were many volumes of the main series of this left to come out in English. So I think I'm gonna wait, finish the main series, and then read the comedy light-hearted stuff afterwards as like a wind down. And then we also got Komi Can't Communicate volume 36. One more volume of Komi until it's completes 37. I have purposely held off reading Komi now for a while because I want to do a big old like volume binge. I think the last volume I read was 30, I think. 37 comes out in April, I want to say, but yeah, we have one more and it'll be complete, and my heart is not ready. My heart doesn't want to accept it. That might be another reason I haven't caught up on reading them yet, because I just can't accept it. I don't want it to be true. I know there's lots of mixed opinions. I don't care. I love it. I love it. Okay, next we got Link Click volume 4. It's not complete at 4, is it? I don't know why I thought it was complete at 4. Anywho, I do quite like the rainbowness on the cover. I haven't started reading this, to be honest. I'll do it this year. Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Someone chase me on that if I don't. I can read 4 volumes of this, that'd be nice. I don't think I enjoy reading hardbacks as much because I tend to hold a volume in one hand, and hardcovers are just not as nice to hold in one hand. So I think I end up like subconsciously putting off reading them, because it's not even like I'll read Omnis still quite happily because I can still hold a paperback Omni in one hand, but hardcovers are just a bit more tricky to hold. Okay, next we picked up The Climber 3. Now I did slightly, oh, it's got damage, I missed that. It's got a big old rip down the side. Now was that me? Hey ho. I couldn't tell until I touched it, to be fair. I don't know how easily you can see it. You can kind of see it in the sheen there. Anywho, I've accidentally made myself a gap. I was going to pick up 2. I was trying to make a 3 for 2, kind of ish close with what I picked up already. But they didn't have volume 2, they only have volume 3. And it was really hard to find things in a rough price bracket that was even vaguely close to what I'd already grabbed. So I now need to grab volume 2 of this. And I haven't started reading volume 1 yet. I see so many mixed reviews on the series. It seems to be like a love or hate kind of series. Okay, the last thing picked up from Travelling Man Leeds was Baki the Grappler volume 3. I was for a very short period of time back up to date with this. Actually, I might have no gaps again, because I've pre-ordered 10, but 10's not out. But I haven't pre-ordered 9, but that's also not out. I have 1 to 8 now. I can't believe how quickly they're releasing 2 volumes a month and they're mostly sticking with it. It's absolutely insane. Kudos to Kodama for doing that, and also these are quite nice additions too. Another goal this year for 2026 is to complete reading Baki with, and that it should be possible because they're doing 2 volumes a month and it completes 24 volumes, and they started in September last year, so they should finish printing everything September this year. So that'll, even if I'm not up to date, that'll give me a few months after everything is released to get back up to date with reading. But it's still crazy. 2 volumes a month and managing it. And these are quite nice feeling volumes. I hope we get, there's like follow-up Baki series. Baki the Grappler is just the first one. And there is more after that. I hope they do the rest, because this was like one of my, I'd never expect it to get licensed, so I never really mentioned it kind of series. I'm absolutely shocked. Next we have a delayed SciFier order, which is a FAQ, so we're just going to be doing this. It is called Bunny Mating Season, and this is all you're allowed to see. It is a fairly thin-ish volume. I did actually read it during December. There is some there's some interesting chapters in that. Very interesting chapters. Okay, next we have some volumes that Yen Press very kindly sent me. It was the oddest selection of volumes though. We have Divine Incursions, Volume 1, and I hear it's a horror. So let me show you what else they sent. So they sent me this. They sent me Animan Volume 1 and Out of the Cocoon, which I think is just a one-shot. Now, I must say, I haven't read the main series of this one. I believe it is a spin-off follow-up from Cocoon Entwined. I think I might now have all the volumes though. I was missing a couple of volumes, or I might be missing Volume 1. So I haven't read the main series for this one, so I haven't been able to read this one. And then these two, I believe, are horrors, which typically is the one genre I do tend to avoid when picking stuff up knowingly. Sometimes I have picked stuff up and have not realised at the time it's a horror till I got home. I think there's a couple in the pile next to me and you're gonna be like, that's a horror. Just didn't realise. So I'm slightly putting off reading this one, though this one might be more like mystery-y. This one, I think, I'm not sure. I was talking to Ben about, like, what is it about horror that I don't enjoy? And I said typically what it is I don't like is jump scares. And it is a lot harder to have a jump scare in manga than it is like when you're watching something. So I'm not watching horror movies or anything, but like reading, I think it's some things are too creepy and then jump scares, but it is a lot harder to have a jump scare in a book. But like gore, bits like that, don't care. Blood, oh, I don't care about that. I don't know. But because they have been kind of sent these, and I really do appreciate it, I will read them, but maybe in a really bright room with Ben with all of my eyes open. Next set are volumes very kindly sent to me from Panini. So we have The Daily Life of Middle-Aged Online Shopper from Another World Volume 3. We've got our French flaps here. This is like a almost more light-hearted version of Campfire Cooking in Another World. It is definitely more on the dumb side, but like premise and how it starts off and him able to like order things through an Amazon style website, all the same. But whereas the other guy will buy like cooking ingredients and like pots and stuff, this guy is buying like an 18-wheeler. It's very, very silly. Then we have our Dating Story Volume 7. Now, truth be told, I haven't started this one yet. I think it's the only one from Panini. No, that's not true. I haven't read Earth Expansion yet. But I did set myself a goal of trying to read all of my Panini volumes by the end of the year and then fell sick. So it's gonna move over to the 2026 goal list instead, is get 100% read on my Panini volumes. I have like percentage bars on my spreadsheet per publisher of like how much is read. I have it also on imprint, demographic, genres, alphabet, so like what percentage of each letter I've read, one-shots, and some other stuff I can't remember off the top of my head. But my goal is to have that bar filled for Panini by the end of 2026. That is my goal. Next we have Kingdom Hearts Volume 2. Again, so lovely to see this is coming back to print. They are quite thin, so we don't get too much story at a time, but we do have some nice colour pages at the start. This volume covers, what does it cover? A bunch of stuff with Aladdin, I think. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff with Aladdin. And then they end up in Olympus at the end with Hercules and Mysterious Sword Man with a Buster Sword and pointy blonde hair. What a strange looking character. I wonder who that could be. I've only really watched Ben play Kingdom Hearts 3 and joined in on that one with like all the lucky emblems and all the mini games and stuff. I haven't seen gameplay of 1, 2 or any of the others, which is a shame considering apparently 3 is like the main one that doesn't really have any Final Fantasy characters. So even though I'm now becoming more and more aware of Final Fantasy because of 14, I've not managed to exercise that knowledge. And then the last volume they sent was Once Upon a Dream Twisted Tale Volume 2. So this completes the Sleeping Beauty Twisted Tale manga. I was quite surprised. I do think I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed the Beauty and the Beast one. Primarily because the Beauty and the Beast one was sort of like jumping back and forth between the story of her parents and then what was happening in the like current modern day. Whereas this one was just an ongoing story following Or they can be a bit dark. There is definitely dark moments, both of them. Twisted Tales, they are meant to be a bit darker, but still enjoyed. If you're interested in a retelling of some of your favourite Disneys, you've got two, and I believe there is a Little Mermaid one coming next year, and I'm so excited. Okay, and with that, we are through everything that was not picked up in London. We have a lot of London stuff to go through, so let's jump on those next. So first we're going to go through the stuff I picked up in the sales section. So the sales section, I feel it can be very hit or miss. You usually have like a upper limit of what I'm happy to buy, or like depending on the size of the volume or the usual RRP. So for example, Your Farmer Volume 3, I picked it up at $4.99. For this sort of size, especially from Yen Press, $4.99 is probably what I'm looking to spend, unless I might stretch to $5.99 depending, but it depends what I'm feeling. I don't have Volume 2 of this though, so I have made myself a gap. I believe it's very slow releasing though, so I think I do have time to find Volume 2 before 4 comes out. Would 4 already be out? And I was wrong. Next we have Touring After the Apocalypse Volume 5, again for $4.99. I think this had an anime recently. I think actually I watched one of the episodes on the Discord server. I quite enjoyed the episode that we watched, and I had intended to go and start reading it and then just failed. I do also get quite excited when I manage to find a volume that is like the next volume that I need to pick up. So I already have 1 to 4, so I don't have any gaps. I've managed to continuously pick up volumes still. Then we have Tiger and Dragon Volume 4. This one was $5.99, but also this is the final volume in the series, and it is now a series complete. So series complete is also another scenario where I might be up for going a pound or two higher, but also I believe the RRP of this is higher than the Empress ones anyway. Yeah, the RRP on those two said $10.99, or at least Touring After the Apocalypse does, and this says $12.99. 7Cs are definitely more pricey. But still, it's a series complete. With these sort of light-hearted romance ones, if I find out they're 5 volumes or less, or even 10 volumes or less, I become a lot more like interested in just picking them all up and then reading them together, because I go through them so quick, and especially you can see here the differences like hair colour, but I can quite easily get confused between characters, especially when we're just in a high school environment. So I just prefer to try and binge through them if it's possible. Next we have Teen Exorcist Volume 2, also at $4.99. Again, I have Volume 1, now I have Volume 2, no gaps in the series. I haven't read Volume 1, but $4.99, that is the sort of price where I'm like, yeah, let's just grab another. Especially more recently, where I've been doing more binges of reads. If I can have like 1 to 3 before I start it, I'm very happy with that. My Girlfriend's Child Volume 8 at $5.99. I think this is a series I want to have complete regardless of how long it is before I start reading any further. I've read Volume 1. I'm not sure if it's going to be something I enjoy. And you're like, why are you going to pick it all up if you don't know you're going to enjoy it? Well, that's why I'm picking it up in sale sections. I do now have a couple of gaps because I've picked up all over the place, but I'm still fine with that. I swear the thicknesses are like all over the place, because some of them are real thick and this really is not that thick in comparison. Uncle in Another World Volume 9 at $5.99. So it's a large format volume, so yeah, the RRP is $12.99. I did kind of like Volume 1, but I just remember it was really pricey, especially at the time. I think it's been $12 or $13.99 for quite a few years now. It's quite interesting to see it doesn't seem to have gone up like a lot of other series have. I don't know if that's a mistake or what, but I kind of just stopped picking it up because I was like, I'm enjoying it, but not this much for this price range, even in the 3 for 2, so I'll hold off. So every now and again I pick up a random volume on sale, but I think it's been years now since I picked up another one. Well, something that I always think when I pick these volumes up from this series is, for some reason, it feels really matte. Like, this series in particular, I always feel like feels way more matte than a whole bunch of my other series. Anyone else feel that way who owns this? Or am I just weird? Then we have Volume 4 of I'm the Grim Reaper. I picked this up for $1.99, down from $15.99, because it has a big old crease here on the cover, but I really don't care. The spine is completely fine and it won't make any difference to me reading. It's just got a crease on the cover, and at $1.99 that's basically free at that point, isn't it? I could be paying in pennies and they wouldn't be that mad. Okay, no, they'll probably still be mad, but $1.99 is not very much for a colour volume. I do think it was a new release as well, actually. So I don't have volume 3, but I'm fine with that because I haven't started reading it. I think I picked up 2 in a sale section as well, you know. Next we have volumes 1 and 2 of Third Shift Society, and these are webtoon novels. And these were $9.99 down from $17.99. I don't know if it's complete. I have been wanting to try and pick up more of the series with webtoon on the spine, but I've just not really gotten around to it yet. But also, I get so annoyed because these volumes are really, really tall. Like, compared to like a regular big size volume like this, it has like a good fingernails amount of space at the top, and it just makes it slightly annoyingly too tall. I was trying to work out if there was a way of spacing my shelves so I could have enough space on each row to stand everything up regardless, because I do currently have some rows that are too short for tall volumes, and I can spread it out and stand everything up except webtoon volumes because they're 23 or 24 centimeters tall, and I was going to have them be 22 centimeters tall. So all the webtoon volumes are going to have to go into a naughty corner somewhere when I eventually get around to doing that, which I think is another slight reason that I've put off picking up some more. I don't know how much there is out there at the moment. I've picked up some random volume 1s, but I've gotten so mad at the size of them. I've not read too many of them because, again, going back to the if it's not comfy to hold in one hand, I'm less likely to read it or get round to reading it. But this looked cool and spooky and discounted, so I grabbed him anyway. Right, we are on to General 3 for 2s in Forbidden Planet. So these stacks are just stacked by size and slight alphabeticalness because I was just going through my spreadsheet and like checking I had all the volumes from this day. We're going to start with the big volumes first. So on top we have Cat Companions, Mamoru and Hachi, volume 5. Volume 1 emotionally destroyed me. So I've put off reading more, but I have to read more to make sure everything ends up okay. But I keep putting it off because I got so upset reading volume 1, but I need to know they're okay. So I will do it. I will read them because I love cat manga, but volume 1, be wary going into it if you are a cat lover because it isn't the most jolly. By the way, multiple people have told me it does get better and that I should give it a go. I just haven't yet. Next we have Boss Something Baby Volume 1, a new BL manhwa from Seven Seas webtoon. Ooh, it sounds kinky, so that's exciting. I stayed fairly up to date with a lot of my Seven Seas BL webtoons, so I need to get back on this one. Then we have Assassin's Creed Forgotten Temple Volume 1, which is a new series from Viz in full colour. I am very excited to read this one because it is based on Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was my first Assassin's Creed game. And what a Assassin's Creed to start with, in my opinion. I mean, I was already obsessed with sailing boats around from Wind Waker. Like, sailing the Great Sea is just one of the most comfortable things you can do. And then to play another game where you just had this boat and you could sail around and sing sea shanties. Ah! I went to an Assassin's Creed concert quite a few years ago and the encore was sea shanties. It was excellent. So I'm very, very excited for this one, like quite badly, to see Edward Kenway. I wonder, like, when it says following the events, does it mean like following the actual events, or is it story after the main plot? Ooh, it looks like it's following the story. I also forgot about that. I really liked the Abstergo plot as well. It was really creepy, being like an unnamed employee. I didn't finish Black Flag, by the way. There was a point where you needed to have your ship upgraded and I couldn't fund it. So I had to do like the missions where you'd send boats off, and that was like real time and I lost interest. I can't remember how far through I must have gotten though. I do that a lot with Assassin's Creed. I get almost to the end and then don't finish it. I'm one mission away from finishing Origins. I think the only one I finished was Odyssey. Actually, yeah, because I didn't finish 3. I didn't finish the one set in London. I didn't finish Valhalla. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with Assassin's Creed finish. Anywho, next we have Makina's A Love Boat, Volume 1. This was plastic wrapped. I have read it. There's just been a right trend of like, why are there so many like sexualized series where the guy is like 15? Or the characters are 15. Why do they have to be 15? Why can't they be a year or two older at least? It probably falls in a similar vein, I think, of like Now That We Draw. Is that what it's called? Where like it is funny and it is silly. I just don't understand why they have to be those ages. Now, to be fair saying that, I don't remember how old they are in Now That We Draw. I just felt similar vibes in like the jokes, the comedy and how they hit. Towards the end though, questionableness where another love bot appears that looks even younger. Made to Skate Volume 1, and I've read this one, I forgot to take the sticker off. Let's take the sticker off while we chat about it. This was like slice of lifey. It's about a group of maids who all skateboard, but like they skateboard like they treat it as if like to be a maid you have to skateboard, or if you skateboard you become a maid. They treat it like they go hand in hand. It's very light-hearted, it's very pleasant. I don't think it's very long either. Lady and Her Butler Volume 4. Truth be told, I picked this up to finish making up a 3 for 2. I'd picked up some manhwas and I'd run out of ones I was picking up because, as I said, I was determined to keep making 3 for 2s, and this was, I think, the only thing I saw that I didn't have, which is really, really bad. I see so many positive things about this one. Why are the pages like so glossy? Flicking through it, they're so glossy and shiny. Next we have Jean Bride Volume 3. If I read correctly, does this complete at 4 volumes? I thought for some reason it was longer than that. Hey ho, I quite liked Volume 1, if not being a bit confused. Volume 2 left me more confused. I don't really understand like what's going on. Happy for that to be a me thing. It's definitely spoiling some of the enjoyment because I'm just not quite following what's happening or what we're meant to be leading to. Now maybe it's all just a big mystery and it's going to start becoming clearer the further in we get. In which case, I think I'll be less mad or confused the further in I go, so I'll stick with it if it's not very long. Far From Romance, and this is a one-shot. I think it was plaster wrapped, and I had started to read it. I got halfway through, and then that's when I fell ill, and I was unable to read for like a week or so whilst poorly, and then forgot about it. So I should really try and finish that. It was kind of cute. It was kind of sweet. Oh yeah, that's it. This guy is British. And this guy works at this company, and they kind of met when they were younger, and now they've reconnected again, but he doesn't recognize him, but he recognizes him, and he's like trying to like get him to fall for him-ish. It's kind of what's happened halfway through, but I haven't finished it. Could go in a separate pile, so don't forget. Dogs Red Volume 4. I've said to myself that I'm going to hold off reading these for a little bit because I absolutely adored Volume 1. And then Volume 2 I just couldn't get into because there were just so many characters and I was losing track of who is who. So I think it's a series where I would enjoy it more if I could read a bunch together and then not forget characters. Kind of like with some of my shorter high school romances. Same with this. Werewolves Going Crazy Over Me Volume 2. A steamship webtoon is in colour. I was worried I was going to flick to something. I don't think it was plastic wrapped, so hopefully there's nothing too bad in there. I have tried to maintain a 100% read streak of 100% reading percentage from my steamship imprint, and I think I currently have just 2 that I haven't read, and this is one of them. So once I've read down my current stack, this will be going into that. It reads very fanfiction-y, to be honest. It reads very fanfiction-y. I feel like a lot of them have been, haven't they? It's kind of like, is it like scent? He's a werewolf and like can scent her smell. Yeah, there's a whole werewolf hierarchy and her scent does things to help him be stable or something. And yeah. Trillion Game Volume 8. I do prefer reading this in bursts, so I tend to read like 3 or 4 volumes at a time. So I tend to read like 2 to 3 volumes at a time, and I now have another 2 to 3 volumes to read. I feel it's such a hit or miss series to recommend, like, depending on what you're in, like, your background, you might enjoy it, but you also might really hate it. That's what I've seen on social media, at least. It's got another very love-hate relationship with it. Tease Me Harder, Volume 1. Right, so I've read this one. I read this just after my fever was starting to break. So I was like still slightly delirious and I was like, why have I chosen this to read? It does sound really kinky, and it is. Basically, she wants to be... I'm gonna see if I can find the actual wording she uses to him, because like, it mildly made me giggle. Oh yeah, that's what she says. I want to be stripped of human rights. Spoiler for like, halfway through the volume, I guess. But she says, I want to be stripped of human rights, I guess. And the guy's like, I see. And honestly, like, you're gonna look at it and be like, it's a plastic wrap volume. With things like that, it's gonna be like just smut. But it really isn't. It's like 80% talking about consent, which was almost a breath of fresh air. Consent, like her being able to be open and honest about this is what I'm interested in, and him being like, what am I comfortable with, and just lots of talking and communicating. Like at the end of the volume, they bone for the first time, and it fades to black before like anything really happens. I think there's like a panel or so, because like the gist of it isn't really about the smut. Now maybe that changes later on in the series. This is volume 1 and it is like around more volumes, but it is like mostly talking about like consent and like what you're comfortable with and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, that aspect. I'd still say like play, like what are you into, like play it safe, play it safe. It's not like there was that panel I showed you, like if you're not comfortable with that sort of thing, still don't read it. Kingdom Volume 2, and I actually got Kingdom 1 for Christmas, and I did read 1 and 2 over Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, because I really, really badly wanted to talk about it in my 2025 tier list. So I was like, I'll just get them read. I think I'm glad a bit they're releasing monthly, because I think going any longer between volumes and I'd start being like, I've forgotten who's who again. Similar with Dog Shred. My personal opinion is I don't think this is going to sell well. Speaking as someone who prefers love singles and is going to collect this series, I don't think it's going to sell well. I'm worried it's going to end up in a similar vein to like Case Closed. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a contract in place. So even if it's not going to sell well, they're going to still keep producing it. It almost feels like too big of a title, and like negotiations and all that. I think 3 is already out now. It's like mid-January now or something. So I'm hoping to see that around about soonish. My bias is showing Volume 1, another 7 Seas BL webtoon, plastic wrapped, but just not got to it yet. Monster Cats Volume 3, another volume from Panini. I'm smitten with these. They're just so cute, the 4 comas. They're so silly. I find that hard to recommend because they are a bit pricey, considering like it's just 4 coma like this. It is in colour, and if you're a fan of silly catness, do recommend. There's so many. There's Monster Cats, Yokai Cats, Evil Secret Society of Cats, Cats with Jobs, Cthulhu Cat. Is that all of them? Oh look, there's Evil Secret Society of Cats. There's Yokai Cats, which is on 10 volumes. And they don't have any of the others. Okay, we are on some smaller volumes now. This might all be 7 Seas. Yeah, I think this is all 7 Seas. This stacks of smaller 7 Seas. So first off, we have Parallel Paradise Volume 1424. Yep, again, I'm here because like I'm in too deep and I gotta see how the plot is going to resolve. Even the plot is really grim. It's really, really grim. We're getting super close to the Empress though. We're like 1 door away. And then maybe we'll get some answers. But I think it's like 30 volumes in Japan, so I'm not holding my breath that we're gonna get answers to like what's going on, why are there no men, why do the women all die at a certain age. But we're like teetering, please end this. Tales of the 100 Monsters Next Door, Volume 1. I've heard a couple of people liking it in that it's like BL adjacent. There isn't really a BL aspect to it, but they're 2 close male characters, and it doesn't have the BL flower that 7 Seas put on. But otherwise, that's the only thing I've really heard about it. I've only heard that it isn't a BL. That's it. That's all I know. Going in blind. Same with, oh, this is Tokyo Pop. A Tokyo Pop sneaked in. I think the rest was 7 Seas. We have Trickster's Tale Volume 1, Plastic Wrapped Sublime Volume. Going in blind. Absolutely no idea. It happens a lot when I buy Volume 1s, especially 7 Seas, because 7 Seas a series, they license the most unhinged stuff. I generally prefer going in blind. Just my personal preference. I know it isn't for everyone. I don't recommend it for other people. I like doing it personally though. Let me read the bad stuff and then tell you what's worthwhile. Anywho, next we have Virgin Adventures Volume 1. I was interested to see this isn't Steamship, it is Ghost Ship. I kinda liked it though. There's a lot of Ghost Ship I don't like. Weirdly, because so many of them have like 15-year-olds. But this one seemed to have older characters, I think. I think they're both like in full-time employment. But it's about a guy who writes erotic novels but has no experience, and then this woman likes wearing lingerie and offers to help him out a bit. but they're both really awkward, like incredibly awkward, and it's kind of funny and cute-ish. So I kind of like this one, I think I like this one. Ghost Ship has redeemed itself with one series. Kaiju Kamui Volume 1. Now this has been out for quite a while now. I remember seeing it like in Birmingham months ago, but I didn't see enough to make a 3 for 2, so I didn't grab it back then. I'm assuming it's kind of riding this like kaiju kind of hype that went around with Kaiju number 8. I don't think it's a very long series though. I remember checking it up and adding it to my spreadsheet and it's like, gosh, it's really short. I'll check how many volumes it is, but if it's less than like 5, 7, I'll probably hold off all of them, then read it. It Takes a Pretty Face to Fall in Love, Volume 2. I'm read Volume 1. I don't really know why I went for Volume 2, except I thought the cover looked really nice. I like the colour scheme of the blue and the orange, and damn, I'm really weak, aren't I? I Won't Let Mistress Suck My Blood, Volume 1. And this is a girls' love. This is a GL series. I don't think this one's very long either. Most GL I don't think is very long. Is there any GL past 10? Oh, Yuri is Not My Job? That one? Whisper Me a Love Song. I've proved myself wrong so quickly. It's not plastic wrapped. I think my only pet peeve with a lot of GL is the characters often look so young, even if they're like 20s, 30s. They draw them so young and it just slightly puts me off. I like when they draw them looking more older. Hooligans Volume 1. I think if I read correctly this is completed too. I am going in so blind to this, I'm not even going to look at the blurb. I'm just going to check that there's no BL or GL on the back. No, there isn't, and that's all I know. That's all you now know. Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable. This is a 2-in-1 omnibus. It is plastic wrapped. It is a plastic wrapped omnibus. Again, we'll be going in super duper blind. Even in freezing Hokkaido, the girls are smoking hot. 16-year-old. Oh, thank God, finally we have a 16-year-old. That sounds really dodgy out of context. BL Game Rebirth Volume 2. I did quite like Volume 1, I thought it was quite amusing, so I thought I'd at least stay up to date for a couple more volumes to see what I thought. It's basically a girl has been isekai'd into, actually what is it? Just a spicy BL game. I was gonna call it an otome game, but that's not quite right because the main character is a dude with a group of dudes, and I think otome is just for a woman with a group of dudes. Is there a word to describe dude with a group of dudes? Could you just go harem? I guess? Anywho, they're isekai'd into this BL spicy game they played, but as the younger brother of the main character, after the main character has made his choice. So it's like post-game, he's made his decision and all the other love interests are like heartbroken. In comes younger brother, who knows all these characters, but has no interest in being romantic with any of them, they just wish to observe. So there's just a lot of them like trying to parry off all of this unwanted attention. It's kind of funny, because they love the characters, but they're like, don't you dare fall in love with me. Chainsmoker Cat Volume 1. I'm assuming it's something to do with a cat girl who smokes. Wizard's Adventure Volume 1. I read this one. It managed to be worse than I expected. Don't do it. Don't do it. The Demon King is Way Too Overprotective Volume 2. Let's get this sticker off because I read this one as well. I've read it on the train coming home. This is complete at 3 volumes, and I think that has slightly put me off reading Volume 2. I read Volume 1, absolutely adored it. Really adored it. But then when I was reading this one and I was like, how is it going to wrap in just one more volume? I'd almost rather it was like at least 5 maybe. I'm worried it's just going to be rushed. We got there. Overprotective Demon King, who's found his saint love who's been reborn after passing away, and it's her. Do recommend. I'm worried for Volume 3. I think that's it. I think I'm just worried for Volume 3. Grand Metal Organs Volume 1. Now this one might be a horror. I probably should have guessed from the cover. Will he become the hero he dreamed of, or humanity's worst nightmare? Okay, we'll be going in blind. I have no idea. Last 7 Seas volume is My Cute Cousin Always Gets Her Way Volume 1, and I know with a title like that I'm already concerned. And then I flipped it over the back and it says More Than Family, Less Than Lovers, and I was like, oh no. Heavy concerns. I don't know what it is about cousins. There's been multiple things I've read in the last few months There's been some weirdness with Cousins. I don't get it. Reading volume 1, so I can tell you how bad it is, but I have no expectations on this one. I have zero expectations on it being good or enjoyable. Okay, next stack is Viz. We're on to Viz. Okay, so we have got Wolf Girl and Black Prince 16, which is the final volume in the series. This is complete now. I had delegated this to be a sale section series. I was buying it a lot discounted, but when I realized 16 was the last one, I was like, okay, I'll grab 16 so it's complete. And I can finally see how it ends, because I'd watched the anime while I was at uni and I was very confused, like, doesn't feel like this is really an ending. Then the same thing happened with so many series. I learned that there was a manga. So now we're going to read this and see what happens. Yona of the Dawn 45. This is complete now in Japan. Not at 45, sorry. But in Japan it is complete. I don't believe we have too many more volumes. It's 47 or 48. And then I'll do a binge. I know a few people, I remember Himika saying about she was going to try and read like a volume a week or a couple of volumes a week. I don't know if she did, but I kind of like that idea with longer running series. This year I want to try and film a couple of videos where I read longer running series over a period of time, even if it takes me a couple of months. Yona is on that list. Pretty much any series with more than like 15, 20 volumes is on that list. I want to do dedicated like reading vlog videos for them. I kind of just need to decide which one to start with, to be honest. I just need to decide. And I'm more inclined, I think, with ones that complete for now. I'll Never Fall in Love with Amano Volume 2, and I got Volume 1 for Christmas. I set myself a mini goal at the start of the year of reading all of the Volume 1s I got for my Christmas presents. And I got Volume 1 of this, so I read Volume 1 of this, and I enjoyed it so much I also read Volume 2 back to back. It's super cute. It's complete at 3 volumes, which is a shame. It gives me vibes of like Kaguya-sama, in that they're both a bit stroppy, and she initially doesn't want to, like, I'll never fall in love with you, but he seems to have like head over heels in love with her, and is like trying to convince her like we should try, or doesn't really. It's just really cute, I swear. And only 3 volumes, so sad. Rai Volume 2. Love how bright these are so much. Volume 1 was like bright yellow, now this one's like bright blue. Volume 1 was super silly. It was so super silly. Like a super silly Kaiju number 8. Because it was kind of a similar premise, to be honest. Where this girl kind of becomes one with this monster alien kaiju thing. And then gets scouted by a government agency to work with them to beat up other ones, but more silly. Sakura Sakura Volume 9, another series complete at 9 volumes. Like, having read Volume 1, I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait for everything to come out to read this, because when I've read series from Sakura Sakura before and I've managed to binge them, I generally have enjoyed them more, not necessarily a lot. So we'll see. Hoping to do that next month, I think. Finish this. And we have A Star Brighter Than the Sun Volume 4. Already a few volumes behind. Super cute childhood, friends, romance. I wonder like how far in they're like gonna get together. Ooh, it sounds like something's going on in this volume. I might wait for one more and then catch back up. Next we have My Hero Academia Team Up Missions Volume 7. I said I read a bunch of these after finishing the main series. I do believe, if I read correctly, this is going to finish at 8 volumes, so I might wait for 8 to come out and then read these 2 back to back. They're just light-hearted side stories with characters, nothing high stakes. I think they're really, really pleasant and really nice, like, side story reads alongside the main story. One Punch Man 32. In November, I read so much Shonen Jump which was when I read My Hero Academia, and I caught back up to date with One Punch Man, and I was like, I'll just read 32 immediately, because it's only been like a couple of weeks since I read like 8 volumes, I think, and I think I read them in like a day. So I read this one on the train home as well. I'm loving this arc, but I can't believe how long it is. We're so close to the end. And this had such a sick fight sequence with Saitama and this guy, who I've forgotten his name. Garo. We have like this cool fight sequence with Saitama and Garo. It is so cool. I'm going to show you a panel. This is going to be... No, do I? No, actually, no, I'm not going to show you a panel. But like, it was so cool. And it's going to continue into the next volume too. So we've got more. Let's Do It Already Volume 7. Another series that has fallen into the, it's not very long, so I'm going to wait for all the volumes to come out to finish it. I had stayed up to date, I think, to Volume 3 with reading. And then I was like, actually, no, I want to read them all together. I think it's complete at 9, so we're only a couple more off. I love the color of this one. This like minty green, absolutely adore it. One of my beautiful shade of green, beautiful shade of green. Dandadan 16, kind of staying up to date with Dandadan at the moment. I think Ben started reading it. I'm still holding off a bit longer for the hype to die down for me personally. I hadn't realized we got to 16. I might have accidentally caused a gap. I might be missing 15. Yeah, it looks like having a gun on the shelves and missing 15. That or I've not put it away, which is also incredibly possible. Next we have Dr. Slump Volume 1, which I think, yeah, looking at my shelves, I'd managed to get 2 to 8, but I had not managed to find a Volume 1. So here we have Volume 1 of Dr. Slump. This is now at least unblocked from starting. I'm still missing most of the later ones, but I think we're waiting on most of those to get a reprint anyway, so I'll just bide my time. Next we have volumes 2 and 4 of Girl Crush, and I would have picked up volume 3, but they didn't have it in stock, unfortunately. That's fine, I picked it up later. I hadn't realised I'd not picked up any more volumes of this. I thought I had, quite liked volume 1. No idea why I hadn't, or why I thought I had, but hey ho, I'm now mostly back up to date. Then we have a Tokyo Pop. It is Call Me Master. It is plastic wrapped. Wait, it's plastic wrapped. It's Tokyo Pop and it's plastic wrapped. What? Did Forbidden Planet do this themselves? Tokyo Pop don't plastic wrap things. Like, I've read things that I've bought from them that are just not plastic wrapped at all, and there was no censoring at all. Gosh. I don't have high expectations, to be honest. A lot of Tokyo Pop one-shots are very mixed. They're very, very mixed. Though actually, I did read a couple recently I quite liked, but they might be the outliers. Next we have Chainsaw Man 19. Ben has been reading this last year, sorry. I don't think he got fully up to date, but he was close. I think he's only a few volumes behind 19 now. So I feel a little less bad buying these when they come out now that Ben's reading it as well. Next we have Colette Decides to Die Volume 5, which does tickle me that this like chunky Omni RRP is $13.99. So this is like a plastic wrapped 7C volume RRP. This is complete, only in a few more, right? It's not too many more and then it's complete. I've still not read past the first Omni because I wasn't made that impressed, but people have told me, and I do understand, that it does pick up, and it was only really because it was like kind of more written as a one-shot to start with, and the story was finding its feet. I just need to read some more and I just haven't yet. Last viz we have is Astro Royale Volume 3, another series where I got Volume 2 for Christmas and I picked up 3 before Christmas. I've actually put Volume 2 in my reading stack and I intend to move this over to my reading stack now as well that I filmed this haul. I need to check how long this is because I swear I saw somewhere that it was actually really short and I'd be kind of disappointed if that's the case because I quite liked Volume 1. It is a very generic kind of like shonen jumpy, people have gained abilities, powers, but there's this like gang war going on because the head of the gang has passed away and now there's like a power struggle going on. But now people have abilities called Astros, hence the name. But yeah, I quite like that kind of thing. I'm quite a enjoyer of strange powers and how they're utilized, so my jam. Okay, and with that, we are on to the bits that aren't manga. We don't have too much, and then we'll be done. Right, so the next stack are some books, like wordy books. So Ben and I went to the Waterstones on Piccadilly, the really big one, largest bookstore in Europe or something, and I was like, I kind of fancy picking up some trash romance volumes. So we just picked some random ones out that were out on the tables, including these ones, which I know are like quite known to be trash, but that's fine because they're super duper cute. I already have the Christmas tree one and I read some of it. I'm going in so blind, I didn't even read the backs of these. These two I just picked up randomly. I'm just going to check though that I have like not bought volume or books out of order, that I've like, if they're a series, I've not bought like 2 and 3 or 2 and 5 or something. I can read them. So we have Scarred and Hooked, which are a Never After novel. Then we have The Cinnamon Bun Store, The Gingerbread Bakery, and Strawberry Patch Pancake House, which are Laurie Gilmore books, which again, I know aren't well regarded, but I thought they look super cute and I hear the trash, let's give them a go. And then I picked these two up, Fall at Once and fall I want, and I picked them up because they had cute sprayed edges, and this one had a cat on it. And this one also had a cat on the cover. That was why I bought them, and I thought I'd give them a go and see what I thought. Very much was like feeling the vibes. I mean, it was Christmas time, it was cozy. Let's just pick up some fun, bad romance books. Maybe some of these are really good, I have no idea. I do want to just say that I'm not looking for recommendations, so please don't leave me any. I want to just like see if I read some of these first, and like I have enough manga to read, so I'm not really looking for more prose books as of yet. If I was to start reading some prose books, I'd probably start reading some of my light novels first. More often than not, I do read books like this on my Kindle, or I read them digitally. It's only really manga that I tend to read physical. Everything else I tend to read digitally where I can. This was just a very naughty purchase because we were feeling the vibes. But yeah, I'm not interested really in recommendations or anything. I'm not going to pick up anymore. It was just fun. It was just fun. Maybe later, but for now, no. And our last batch of goodies to share with you, we have got some Popmart bits and bobs. We've got, I think, 5 boxes here today. So I went to the Popmart on Oxford Street, which is their like really big one, big store. And it was like a Tuesday or something, or Monday at like 7 o'clock at night. So it wasn't actually too bad going in and out. It was easy to move around, and yeah, I picked up a few bits here, as you can see. We're going to open them, have a little gander. We're going to do these 2 first, and then we'll do the blind boxes. So we have the Skull Panda, Lazy Panda. do I have a cutty thing? Oh, I do. It's like I prepared for this. I did not. I love pandas. I love pandas. I love red pandas. All. When I was a child, my like teddy, my stuffy was a panda, and very imaginatively named Panda. But I loved that panda. I loved it dearly. I had it for years. I took it to uni. It's somewhere in this house now, but I absolutely adore pandas. Favorite animal. So I was quite bespotted with this one, but I did put off picking it up for a while because it is expensive. But the Christmas rush in London got to me, and I picked it up anyway. How do I get this off? It is very secured. Do I just rip it? Oh, do I cut? I have. Oh my gosh. You'd think I'm so prepared. I have scissors as well. I did just see recently that they are opening a Popmart in Leeds, which is quite exciting. Opening a Popmart in Leeds. I believe it is the 30th of January that it is opening. And it is opening on Briggate, if the people familiar with Leeds know where Briggate is. But it is not very far from either Travelling Man or Forbidden Planet. So if you come to Leeds and you want to do some manga shopping and you want to stop by the Popmart as well, it's not very far at all. Though Leeds isn't a particularly big city centre, you can do the shopping areas remarkably quickly. How do I get this bit off? One sec. And then there's some tape on this. How do I get you? Oh, why is there tape on this? Okay. Is it to keep it shiny? Oh, no, it's not one of my big fingerprints on it. Oh, it looks like a panda from the back. And then the front. There we go. How cute. How adorable. It's got some leaves on it. I love that. I'm so pleased that's going to go on my shelves next to my desk so I can see it. And then we have this Demu, which is Christmas themed, and I do slightly regret not forcing myself to open it over the Christmas period. But I was just sick and I put off doing it, and then suddenly it wasn't the Christmas period anymore. But it means I am all ready for next Christmas. I was going to say whenever that comes around. I think I know when it's going to come around. I'm a bit sleepy and still a bit poorly. Okay, let's take a look then. Oh. I'm so super pleased with that. That's so cool, neat and pretty. When I was younger, we had these sort of figures of characters like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and the way they were made reminded me a lot of this. that makes sense, and how it's put together. I don't know how to describe it, like the texture of it. So I feel like a weird wave of nostalgia for some reason. That is a pretty cute and adorable Christmas figure. It's a bit more elaborate. It did cost a bit more, but I think that might be my favourite. I might be more excited about that than the panda, though the panda is a year-round purchase. Move these slightly to the side. We have then 3 blind boxes. We got 2 of these Azura. We have, what's it called? Azura Ethereal Realm Mythical Beasts, and these are what you can potentially get. And then I picked up a Labubu Big Into Energy, and mostly because they were there, and I was like, gosh, because of all like the Labubu sets, I did quite like how vibrantly coloured they were. I would be happy with any of the bright ones, bright colourful ones, because I just love bright colours. But they had so many. They had like piles and piles of boxes of this behind the checkout. Must have been hundreds and hundreds of them. It was hilarious. People went crazy for them though. It was really weird. I wasn't going to get one. And then the crowds died down, and then a staff member came out, put a fresh box out, and I was like, okay, I'll grab one now. So let's open this and see what we got. This Labubu that I bought at regular price, without fighting a crowd, stood at the side. Ugh. That's quite a flamboyant bag. I don't want to see what we got. I don't know if you can see through it. Are they usually this like flamboyant, the bags? Ooh. There we go. We have the pink one. What is the pink one called? It's called Love. It's just called Love. Where we get a nice, bright, vibrant pink one with a little pink toofy. I definitely think I prefer the bright, colourful ones over like the muted tone ones. Yeah, this is a weird bag. I don't think they normally do this. This is Big Into Energy. Okay. Interesting. And finally, let's do these 2. I really like the Azura line, but never quite enough to buy a full set. But generally, I'm trying to not buy full sets anymore anyway, even if I really like them, just for space reasons, really. Like, yeah, I can put them in front of Manga, but I want to be able to put lots of things in front of Manga. So I don't know what there are. I haven't actually looked through them really that closely. I did back at the time, but that's over a month ago now. So let's just go in blind and see what we have. Oh gosh, what are you? The Jade and Ruby Serpents, I think. So there we go, that's the full figure. The hair's really pretty. Didn't realise one leg was bandaged at first. I thought it was like a branch. Also, I think all the Azuras are crying. I think that's like their signature thing. Oh, is there like an extra thing? It's like a staff. Is she meant to be sitting on it? Oh, she's meant to be sitting on this. Oh, I thought she was just floating. Nope, there's like a hole in here somewhere. Where's the hole? Okay, that was pretty faffy, but we've got it in, and she's kinda-ish sitting on it. Not too much though, unless I put it, I feel like I've put this in wrong. Nope, I can't figure it out. I'm leaving it as is. And then the second and last one we have, as long as it's not a duplicate, I don't mind. Watch it now be a duplicate. You can't be serious. Oh my god. God damn. Hey ho, that's what you get, I guess. Damn it. You've now all seen my pain. You've now all seen my pain. And with that disappointing pull, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot to go through. That did take longer than I thought it would. I was hoping, because I'm still not feeling well and I'm tired, would go through quickly, but I talk a lot. And I've missed talking about manga. I think I filmed a haul a couple of weeks ago. And I sound atrocious in it, and I really struggled with it. This is one of the first times I've filmed in well over a month where I felt a little bit more normal, and I miss talking. I love manga. I desperately love manga. I make all this content because of my love for manga and talking and finding other people, talking to and finding other people who are also manga enthusiasts. So not being able to have that outlet has been kind of sad. I've been a bit down about not being able to yap away about what I've picked up in my reads and stuff. So it's wonderful. I do have like 5 videos I need to film in the next couple of days. I'm going to try and not kill myself, so I might not do all 5 in the next couple of days. But there's going to be a lot of vlogs, reading, review videos, tier lists, stuff like that. And I have a bunch of stuff planned that is not my usual content I want to try and have a go at this year as well. So thank you for sticking with me, not just through this video, but as a whole. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe. If you're interested in early access, check out my channel memberships. I am hopefully going to be getting back on it and doing a couple of videos a week again like I had been doing. If you have any particular interests in certain videos that you'd like to see me do, let me know in some capacity, comments, Discord, whatever, and I'll see what I can do, see if it's something I'd be interested in doing a video about. And do check out my social media and affiliate links down below, including the Discord server. But otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!